All right, welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to dig into something that's, well, it's becoming increasingly important,
Mm,
the role of the AI trainer.
yeah, definitely a hot topic.
Our listeners have shared some really fascinating resources, stuff that gets into like the nitty-gritty of what it takes to really shine in this field.
Right.
And our our goal here is to kind of distill that down, give you the key insights so you can grasp, how these AI trainers are actually shaping what AI can do.
And it's a future that, it affects all of us, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
So whether someone's working directly with AI or just wants to, keep up with how it's all changing, it's important to understand the people behind it, right? The people who guide its development.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
It's like the AI trainer sits right at this crossroads,
Wow.
where human intelligence meets artificial intelligence.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
They're the ones showing these AI models how to process information and then like come up with the right responses.
Hmm.
And it's that human element that takes AI beyond just like basic automation
Hmm.
and makes it actually intelligent,
Yeah.
right? Makes it helpful.
For sure.
Okay, so let's dive into some of the foundational mindsets someone needs for this role.
Okay, yeah. One thing that's really striking is the need to be adaptable, right? And a lifelong learner. I mean, the AI field is changing so fast.
Oh yeah.
Think about like generative AI. That's exploded recently. So AI trainers have to be ready to constantly learn new techniques and tools.
Yeah, there's always something new to learn. And the sources we looked at, they really emphasize this growth mindset, right?
Yeah.
Like seeing AI as a way to make what humans can do even better
Right, exactly.
and viewing experimentation as essential. It's not about being afraid to make mistakes.
It's about learning from those mistakes.
Exactly. Yeah, mistakes are like learning opportunities when it comes to things like curating data and, developing models.
Hmm. Totally. And it's definitely not a job you do in isolation, right? AI trainers have to be super collaborative. They work hand in hand with uh, data scientists, with engineers, with
Yeah.
people who have deep knowledge in specific
Oh
areas.
yeah, tons of teamwork.
It's about seeing AI as a partner too, like working with it in this cycle of constant improvement.
Absolutely. It's this like back and forth. You test something, see how the AI reacts, and then you go back and refine it, keep tweaking it.
Hmm.
So that's like this never-ending quest for improvement.
Yeah, it's a journey.
So what about the technical skills? What are some of the must-haves for someone in this role?
Well, you got to be comfortable working with data, right? Like really comfortable. AI trainers deal with huge data sets, the fuel that powers the whole system. So managing that data, cleaning it, annotating it, analyzing it, that's all super important.
Yeah, makes sense.
And being able to spot errors, inconsistencies, that's really key. Knowing your way around big data tools like Hadoop and Spark, that can be a huge advantage.
Right, because you're dealing with these massive amounts of information.
Exactly.
And then there's programming. We keep seeing Python, R, and SQL
Yeah.
mentioned as essential.
Oh yeah, those are the big ones. Python especially.
Yeah.
It's got this user-friendly syntax, which is great, and there are so many libraries for AI and machine learning. It's really become the go-to language in the field.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
These languages, they're what allow trainers to really get in there, interact with the models, and build those training scripts that, guide the AI's learning.
Right, it's like the instruction manual for the AI.
Yeah, in a way. And then, on top of that, you need a solid grasp of machine learning and deep learning concepts. Things like supervised learning, where you're giving the AI labeled examples to learn from. And then there's unsupervised learning, where it has to kind of figure things out on its own.
Wow, that sounds complicated.
It can be, yeah. And then there are neural networks, those complex systems that, well, they help AI learn patterns in a way that mimics the human brain.
Well, fascinating. And if we're talking about AI that interacts with language, what comes into play then?
Natural language processing, or NLP. It's all about refining how well an AI understands and generates human language.
Mhm.
It's about designing how chatbots have conversations and using natural language, understanding those NLU models to really grasp the meaning behind the words.
So it's like teaching AI to speak our language, essentially.
Yeah, to understand us and talk to us naturally.
And you can't train AI without using specific platforms and frameworks, right?
Exactly. Tools like TensorFlow and PyTorch are super important. They give trainers the power to build, train, and test those AI models efficiently. And, being able to visualize data, present it in a way that makes sense, that's crucial.
Yeah, so things like charts and graphs to show how well the AI is doing.
Right. AI trainers need to communicate clearly with both technical and non-technical teams. So data visualization is a big part of that.
Makes sense. So we've got the mindsets, we've got the technical skills, but our sources also highlight the importance of, those soft skills.
Yeah, they're absolutely critical. I mean, communication is huge. You have to be able to break down these complex concepts and explain them clearly to different audiences.
Mm.
And problem solving, analytical thinking, those are essential too. When an AI isn't behaving the way you expect, you need to be able to figure out why and, figure out how to fix it.
Like a detective for AI.
Kind of, yeah. And then there's the attention to detail, the organizational skills. You're dealing with mountains of data, lines of code, everything has to be precise.
Yeah, accuracy is key.
Definitely. And the AI field is constantly changing, so being adaptable and resilient, those are non-negotiable traits. And of course, you got to be able to manage your time well, juggle different projects, all that good stuff.
Time management is essential for sure.
Yeah.
So how does all of this, how does it actually play out in the day-to-day work of an AI trainer?
Well, it's a mix of things, right? There's curating data, cleaning it, labeling it. There's designing how those conversational AIs, those chatbots, interact with users. And then there's evaluating how well the AI model is performing, spotting areas for improvement. It's a dynamic role, that's for sure.
Sounds like it. So for someone listening who might be thinking, hey, this sounds like a cool career path, what does that path typically look like?
Well, a solid educational background is usually a good place to start, right? Something in a field like data analytics or computer science. You're usually looking at a bachelor's degree as the minimum, and a master's degree is often preferred.
Makes sense.
But it's not just about the degree, right? Practical experience is gold. So building a portfolio of projects, showcasing what you can do with data, with models, that's huge. Internships are great too, and entry-level roles and, related fields can really help you build that foundation.
So it's that combination of education and hands-on experience.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And never stop learning, right? Take online courses, get certifications, attend webinars, stay connected with what's happening in the field. That's key in a field as fast-moving as AI.
It's really interesting to see how, even with all the amazing advancements in AI, like generative AI and agentic AI, which are, all about prompting and managing those more autonomous systems,
Yeah.
even with all that, the need for skilled AI trainers is more important than ever.
Right, absolutely.
Because you still need that human touch to ensure that those systems are doing what they're supposed to do, doing it well, and doing it ethically.
It's about keeping AI aligned with, with human goals and values.
So for our listeners, think about this. As AI gets more and more sophisticated, the skills and the insights of AI trainers will play a crucial role in shaping how it develops and how it impacts all of our lives.
It's an exciting time to be involved in this field.
It really is. So what aspects of, guiding AI's intelligence, what parts of that do you find the most interesting or the most important for the future? What are you thinking about? Let us know. And thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.